Imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, minding your own business, when bam, you spot a 1973 D. Lincoln penny. Looks ordinary, right? But what if I told you that one of these little copper coins recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? Yeah, that's right. A single penny worth more than a mansion? Now, before you start raiding your couch cushions and breaking open your piggy banks, let's talk about what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot one in, most importantly, how you can cash in if you find one. So grab your magnifying glass, and let's dive into the fascinating world of rare coins. Most 1973 D pennies are worth, well, a penny. But there's a very special version that has collectors going wild. The reason? A rare minting error that makes this coin one of a kind. Now, I know what you're thinking. A mint error? How big of a mistake are we talking here? Well, let me tell you, a big one. Some of these pennies were accidentally struck on a bronze planchet instead of the standard zinc-coated steel. This was a time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different metals due to rising copper prices. Most of these test coins were supposed to be destroyed, but a few sneaky survivors made it into circulation. I remember the first time I thought I had found a fortune in my pocket change. I was at a gas station, and I got a weird-looking penny as change. It looked old, different, almost magical. Okay, maybe I was being dramatic, but you get the point. I rushed home, heart pounding, grabbed my coin book, and started inspecting it like a detective solving a high-stakes case. Turns out, it was just a very dirty 1983 penny. Yeah, my millionaire dreams crashed harder than a vending machine stealing your last dollar. But hey, that's the thrill of the hunt. And who knows, maybe your next penny will be the real jackpot. How to spot a $1.8 million 1973 D penny? So, how can you tell if your 1973 D penny is the one? Check the mint mark. The D means it was minted in Denver. That's a good start, but not all 1973 D pennies are valuable. Test the metal. The rare ones were struck on bronze planchets, while regular 1973 D pennies are made of copper-plated zinc. A simple magnet test can help. If it sticks to a magnet, it's not the rare one. Outweigh it. A normal penny weighs about 2.5 grams, but the valuable bronze ones weigh around 3.1 grams. A digital scale can confirm this. Look for a professional opinion. If you think you've got a winner, get it graded by PCGS or NGC. These are the experts who authenticate rare coins. Okay, so why would someone pay $1.8 million for a penny? Simple: rarity and demand. Coin collectors love unique pieces, and since only a few 1973 D bronze pennies exist, the competition is fierce. Add in the fact that Lincoln pennies are one of the most collected coins in the world, and you've got a perfect storm for sky-high prices. Think about it like baseball cards or vintage comic books. The rarer, the pricier. Where to look for rare pennies if you're thinking, where do I even start looking for one of these bad boys? Your pocket change. You'd be surprised how often rare coins slip through the cracks. Coin rolls from the bank, grab a few rolls of pennies and start hunting. Estate sales and flea markets. People unknowingly sell valuable coins for next to nothing. Old piggy banks and jars. Grandma's penny jar could be a gold mine. So, there you have it. The story of the 1973 D. Lincoln penny that turned into a millionaire's dream. Now, before you run off to inspect every penny in sight, let me leave you with this. Coin collecting is a game of patience, knowledge, and a little bit of luck. You might not find a $1 million penny today, but every coin you check gets you one step closer. And who knows, maybe you will be the next lucky collector to cash in big. If you enjoyed this video and want more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and hidden treasures, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any of my future coin hunting secrets. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found an interesting or rare coin. I'd love to hear your stories. Have you ever checked the couch cushions, that old piggy bank, or the junk drawer for spare change? Well, today, you might just want to, because we're talking about a 1978 D. Lincoln penny that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. One little penny, almost $2 million. Now, before you go flipping over every penny in your house, let me tell you why this particular coin is so valuable, how you can spot one, and what makes it so special. And of course, I'll share a hilarious story about the time I thought I hit the jackpot. Spoiler alert, I did not. But stick around because if you collect coins or just like free money, you're gonna love this one. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for. Who knows? You could be sitting on a small fortune and not even know it. Alright, let's get into it. The 1978 D penny is just your average, everyday Lincoln cent, or so it seems. It was minted in Denver. That's what the little D mint mark means. And over 4.2 billion of these pennies were made. So why on earth would one be worth nearly 2 million bucks? It all comes down to errors, rarity, and demand. Some coins, due to mistakes during production, end up being one-of-a-kind treasures. And let me tell you, collectors go crazy for unique finds. What makes this coin worth $1.90 million? There's a super rare error on a small handful of these 1978 D pennies. The $1 million one has a double die obverse, meaning the design on the front was accidentally struck twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect on Abraham Lincoln's face, his bow tie, and the date. It's like Lincoln was doing the cha-cha while being minted. Or maybe the coin press just had one too many cups of coffee that day. Now, not every double die penny is worth millions, but in this case, it's one of the most dramatic doubling errors ever found, and only a handful exist. That's why collectors are willing to pay the big bucks for it.so. What should you look for if you want to find this golden, well, copper ticket? Look for the D mint mark below the year 1978 check for doubling on Lincoln's face, bow tie, and the date. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot the error. Check the coin's condition. If it's in great shape, it's worth even more. If you think you've found one, get it authenticated. You don't want to be the person who sells a $1 million coin for $1.50 at a garage sale. The almost $1 million penny story. Alright, now for my personal story, because let me tell you, I was convinced I was about to retire early thanks to a penny. A few years ago, I was going through my old coin collection. I had just watched a video about valuable pennies, kind of like this one, and I got all excited. I found a 1978 D penny with what looked like doubling on the date. My heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I did everything right. Got a magnifying glass, checked all the details, even took a million pictures of it. Then, I rushed to get it appraised, already imagining my brand new beach house, my sports car, maybe even a pet giraffe. Hey, why not? Well, turns out, it was just machine doubling. Not the real deal. My dreams? Shattered. My beach house? Gone. My pet giraffe? Never even stood a chance. Moral of the story? Always get your coins checked by an expert. You never know when you might actually have the real thing. 1. A 1978 D penny could be worth $1.9 million, but only if it has the super rare double die obverse error. 2. Check your spare change, because you never know what's hiding in plain sight. And 3. Don't start planning your retirement before an expert confirms your coin is legit. Go check your pennies. If you find something interesting, drop a comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear about your discoveries. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video on coins worth serious money. Imagine finding a penny on the ground. No big deal, right? You might think it's just another piece of copper, something you'll toss in your jar with all the other loose change. But what if I told you that a single penny, just one little coin, could be worth $2 million? Yep, you heard that right. 2 million bucks for a coin that you could have passed over without a second glance. Stick around, because today, we're diving into the story of the 1981 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and how this seemingly ordinary penny could make you richer than you ever imagined. Most pennies you come across are stamped with either a D or S mint mark. Those marks tell you where the penny was made, D for Denver and S for San Francisco. But then, in 1981, something pretty wild happened. A few rare pennies were released into circulation without any mint mark. Now, don't go scrambling to check all your 1981 pennies just yet. This isn't a situation where every penny from that year is worth millions. No, no, no. That would be too easy, wouldn't it? Only a very small number of these 1981 no mint mark pennies exist, and they are worth a lot. We're talking up to $2 million for one of these bad boys, depending on its condition. Sounds like a dream, right? I bet you're already looking through your penny jar to see if you've struck gold. But here's the thing, it's not just about finding any 1981 penny. It's about finding the one with no mint mark in perfect condition. So, how do you know if you've got a winner? Make sure your penny is from 1981. Now, I know that sounds obvious, but I've seen folks get excited over a 1980 penny or, gasp, a 1982 penny and wonder why they're not getting any offers to buy them for millions. It happens more than you think. Look for the absence of a mint mark next up. You need to check if there's a mint mark. You'll usually find it just below Abraham Lincoln's shoulder. If there's nothing there, then you've got yourself a mystery coin. No mint mark means it could be one of those rare pennies from the Philadelphia Mint, where, for some strange reason, they forgot to put a mint mark on a small batch of coins. Whoops. Condition is everything now. Even if you find a 1981 no mint mark penny, there's still the condition. The key to its million-dollar value is how pristine it is. The more worn down it is, the less valuable it is. You want it to be in mint condition, shiny, smooth, with no visible scratches or damage. If you've got one that looks like it was run over by a truck, well, maybe don't hold your breath on that $2 million payday. But don't get discouraged. Even if you've got a 1981 no mint mark penny that's a little worse for wear, it could still fetch you a pretty penny, pun intended. These pennies have been known to go for hundreds or even thousands of dollars in less than perfect condition. Here's a funny personal story. A while back, I was rummaging through my coin collection, just doing a little spring cleaning, and I found a penny I was sure was a rare 1981 no mint mark. I thought, this is it. I'm about to retire and live on a beach in Hawaii. I took it to a coin dealer, all excited, and after a few seconds, the dealer looked at it, smiled, and said, well, it's certainly a penny. Just a regular one. Turns out, it wasn't the special penny I'd hoped for. But hey, at least I didn't end up on some weird coin-related reality show with that one. Check the market now. If you found one of these elusive 1981 no mint mark pennies and it's in great condition, it's time to do some research. The market for rare coins fluctuates, and this penny's value can change based on demand and availability. But the most recent sales have been pretty mind-blowing. Some have sold for over $2 million. So if you've got one, don't just take my word for it. Get it appraised by a professional and see what it's really worth. The 1981 no mint mark penny might just be one of the most valuable pennies out there, potentially worth $2 million if you've got a rare, well-preserved one. But remember, finding a coin like this isn't as simple as picking one up off the sidewalk. It takes some knowledge, patience, and a little bit of luck. If you happen to have one of these in your pocket, your bank account might be looking a little healthier soon. If not, don't worry. There are plenty of other valuable coins out there that could be sitting in your collection, waiting for you to discover them. Now, if you want to stay on top of all the latest tips, tricks, and coin hunting strategies, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I'll keep you updated on all the coins worth money and how to maximize your collection's value. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Who knows? Maybe your next coin could be the one that makes you a millionaire. You ever think you've struck gold when you find a shiny penny in your pocket? Well, what if I told you that a 1996 D penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $2.1 million? Sounds like a fantasy, right? I'm not messing with you here. This penny is one of the most valuable ones out there, and today, we're diving deep into the story of this little copper coin that's worth more than some people's houses. Stay tuned, because you might just have one hiding in your change jar right now. All right, real quick. I remember the first time I found a coin that I thought was worth something. I was just a kid, maybe 10 or 11 years old, and I found an old, tarnished quarter in the backyard. I was convinced it was worth a fortune, and I spent hours online searching for its value. Turns out, it was just a regular quarter. But hey, the excitement of thinking I'd hit the jackpot? Priceless. So, believe me when I say, I know how thrilling it is to find a rare coin, even if it's just a hopeful find. Now, what about that 1996 D penny? What makes this thing worth a whole lot more than a regular penny? Well, you're in for a treat today. Grab your magnifying glass and let's get into it. All right, let's get the basics out of the way first. The 1996 D Abraham Lincoln penny was minted at the Denver Mint, and to the naked eye, it looks like just another penny. It's got Lincoln on one side, as usual, and the Lincoln Memorial on the other. Nothing out of the ordinary. Until you really take a closer look. Because the 1996 D penny that's worth millions isn't just any 1996 penny. It's a misprint. That's right, there was a small batch of these pennies produced where the D mint mark was misplaced. Instead of a properly stamped mint mark, the D was weak, unclear, or even completely absent on some of them. And let me tell you, these pennies are the ones you want to be keeping an eye out for. When coins are misprinted like this, collectors go wild. A regular, correctly minted 1996 D penny? That's worth a couple of cents. But the rare, misprinted ones? That's where the real money's at. So how did one of these misprinted pennies end up selling for a record-breaking $2.1 million? Well, in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. And this penny became a rare gem because there were so few made. We're talking about a mistake in production. So not every single 1996 D penny had the error. There was a very limited amount, and that's what makes it incredibly valuable. Imagine walking into a store with a coin that costs a couple of cents, and then, BM, it's worth millions. That's what happened when a lucky collector got their hands on one of these. And it wasn't just any collector. This was a professional, someone who knows the ins and outs of every tiny imperfection. So, if you find one, you've basically struck coin collecting gold. Here's where you can feel like a pro. First, make sure you've got a 1996 D penny, and then do a quick check for the mint mark. Now, this is where things get tricky. The mint mark on the back of a penny should be clean and clear, but on the rarer misprints, it's going to be faint or even missing. If you see that imperfection, your penny could be worth thousands or even more. So, if you're out there with a magnifying glass, make sure you're looking at it closely. But hey, don't worry if you're not sure whether you've got a winner just yet. You can always take it to a coin expert or a local coin shop to get it checked out. Speaking of checking coins, one time, I thought I found a rare 1943 copper penny. I mean, come on, copper pennies from 1943? That's like the holy grail for collectors. I was feeling like a millionaire for a hot minute. I ran to the nearest coin shop and showed the dealer my rare find. And he just looked at me and said, "Nice try, but that's a fake." Apparently, it's a common mistake. I still keep that penny around as a reminder that, hey, I might not always find a treasure, but I sure do have a good laugh at my own expense sometimes. So, what does all of this mean for you and your change jar? First of all, don't throw out your pennies just because you think they're worthless. It could be the difference between holding onto a coin worth a couple of cents or one that could be worth a small fortune. Who knows? You might have one of these $2.1 million gems sitting in your drawer right now. But the moral of the story, keep searching, keep checking, and keep having fun with it. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the more you learn, the better your chances of finding something truly valuable. And hey, if you love finding coins worth money and want to stay up to date on tips, tricks, and coin collecting strategies, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on the next big find. And I've got plenty more tips coming your way. Alright, folks, what if I told you that a regular OL penny, one that looks like the same copper-colored coin you probably have in your couch cushions, could be worth $2.2 million? Yeah, you heard that right. A penny. 1 cent. The thing most people walk past on the sidewalk without a second thought. Well, today, we're diving deep into the 1984 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny, the one that could turn you into a millionaire overnight. If you're lucky enough to have one. Now, before you go tearing apart your piggy banks and flipping over every penny in your house, let me share a quick story. So, a while back, I was at a garage sale, and this guy had a box labeled, "Junk coins, 25 cents each." Now, I couldn't just walk past that. I started digging, flipping through coin after coin, and then I saw it. A 1984 penny. My heart skipped a beat. Could it be the one? Could I have just paid a quarter for a multi-million-dollar coin? I rushed home, grabbed my magnifying glass, inspected it, and, well, let's just say it was worth about 1 cent. But hey, at least I got some excitement out of it. And today, I'm here to make sure you know exactly what to look for so you don't make the same mistake I did. What is the 1984 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny? So, what's so special about this penny? Normally, pennies have a little letter on them. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or P for Philadelphia. But this bad boy? No letter at all. A mistake at the mint resulted in a tiny number of these pennies being produced without a mint mark, and that mistake is exactly what makes them valuable. This coin is from the era when pennies were mostly zinc with a thin copper coating, which means it has a distinct look compared to older all-copper pennies. How do you know if you have one? Alright, now here's where it gets fun. Time to check your pennies. Here's what to do. Make sure it's 1984. No other year will do. If there's a little D or S below the date, sorry, you're out of luck. If there's nothing there, you might be onto something. If your penny looks like it got chewed up by a lawnmower, it's probably not worth millions. The ones that bring in the big bucks are usually in mint condition, meaning they look fresh off the press. Why is this penny worth $2.20 million? So, what makes this little coin so incredibly valuable? Well, it all comes down to rarity and demand. Only a handful of these pennies exist, which makes collectors go crazy for them. The last time one of these surfaced in pristine condition, it sold for $2.2 million at auction. That's more than most houses. Coin collectors love unique mint errors, and when there's only a few known examples, the value skyrockets. What should you do if you find one? Alright, let's say you just checked your penny jar and boom, you've got a 1984 penny with no mint mark. What now? Don't spend it seriously. Don't go using it to buy gum. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you if it's legit. If it's the real deal, get in touch with a reputable coin auction house. They'll help you sell it for top dollar. The 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest and most valuable pennies out there. If you have one in mint condition, it could be worth millions. Always check your change because treasure might be hiding in your pocket. Now, before you go dumping your whole coin jar onto the floor, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I cover rare coins, collecting strategies, and all the hidden gems that could be worth life-changing money. Plus, if you enjoyed this, I promise you'll love what's coming next. And one last thing. If you find this penny and become a millionaire, don't forget who told you about it. Maybe send me a thank you card, or, a small cut of the millions? Just kidding. Kind of. You ever check your pocket change and think, just a bunch of pennies? Well, what if I told you that one of those pennies, a regular 2007 D Lincoln penny, could be worth a jaw-dropping $2.3 million? Yeah, that's right. We're talking about a single, tiny, copper-coated coin that could buy you a mansion, a dream car, or, if you're like me, enough snacks to last a lifetime. Before you go tossing that penny jar into a Coinstar machine, you need to hear this story. Because today, we're diving into what makes this 2007 D penny so valuable, how to spot one, and why it's selling for life-changing money right now. So, grab your magnifying glass, empty your pockets, and let's go treasure hunting. My personal, almost rich, penny story. Before we get into the juicy details, let me tell you a little story. A while back, I was at a flea market, one of those places where you can find everything from vintage records to homemade beef jerky. I stopped by this old guy's coin booth, and he was rambling about how he found a rare penny in his couch cushions. I laughed. Thought he was just trying to sell me a common coin for $10. 2007. D Lincoln penny sells for $2.3 million. My jaw hit the floor. I scrambled to check my penny jar, my car's cup holder, even my laundry pile. But nope. The $1 million penny had slipped through my fingers. Just like that. Lesson learned. Always check your change. Alright, so what's the deal with this particular penny? It's just a regular Lincoln Memorial cent, right? Well, not exactly. This is no ordinary penny. It's a one-of-a-kind mint error that turned a common coin into a collector's dream. Back in 2007, the Denver Mint accidentally struck a batch of Lincoln pennies on a 95% copper planchet instead of the usual zinc-coated composition. This was a huge mistake because the U.S. Mint had already switched over to the copper-plated zinc pennies in 1982 to cut costs. Only a few of these copper planchet 2007 D pennies escaped into circulation before anyone noticed. Point one lucky. Collector got it authenticated, put it up for auction, and bam. $2.3 million later, history was made. Now, imagine buying a soda with that penny. Some gas station cashier out there might have unknowingly handed a customer their change, including a multi-million-dollar coin. Okay, now let's get practical. How do you know if you have one of these hidden treasures? Check the date and mint mark. It must be a 2007 D penny, D for Denver Mint. If it's from another year or has a different mint mark, sorry, But keep checking. Weigh it. Regular 2007 pennies made from zinc weigh 2.5 grams, but this rare error coin, made of copper, weighs 3.1 grams. Grab a small digital scale and test it. Look at the color. Copper pennies have a deeper, reddish-brown tone, while the zinc ones are a bit lighter. Magnet test. It's not foolproof, but copper pennies aren't magnetic, while some zinc-coated ones have a slight reaction. Get it authenticated. If you think you have one, send it to PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading services, to verify its authenticity. If they confirm it, congratulations, you just hit the jackpot. So, what's the moral of the story? Never underestimate the power of pocket change. That little penny you step over on the sidewalk or toss in a tip jar could be worth millions. Go grab your penny jar, your car cup holder, your old coat pockets, heck, even your couch cushions. Start checking for that 2007 D. Lincoln penny with the weight of 3.1 grams. If you find one, you might just become a millionaire overnight. And if you love learning about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more treasure hunting tips coming your way, and trust me, you don't want to miss them. Have you ever wondered if that humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1967 Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert. While it might not make you a millionaire overnight, there's more to this coin than meets the eye. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's uncover the hidden treasures of this seemingly ordinary coin. First things first, let's get acquainted with our star of the show, the 1967 Lincoln penny. At a glance, it might look like any other penny, but there's a rich history behind it. In 1967, the U.S. Mint produced over 3 billion of these coins. That's right, billion with a B. Due to a coin shortage, the Mint temporarily removed mint marks from all coins between 1965 and 1967, so if your 1967 penny lacks a mint mark, that's completely normal. Now, you might be thinking, with so many minted, how could this coin be valuable? Excellent question. While the vast majority of these pennies are common, certain factors can make some of them stand out and increase their value. Unlike modern pennies, which are primarily zinc, 1967 pennies are composed of 95% copper. Given the rise in copper prices, the metal content alone makes these coins worth more than their face value. In fact, each 1967 penny contains about 2 cents worth of copper. So, even in circulated condition, they're worth at least double their face value. As with most collectibles, condition is king. An uncirculated 1967 penny, that is, one that has never been used, can fetch a higher price. These pristine coins can be worth between 10 to 20 cents. It might not sound like much, but considering it's a penny, that's a significant increase. In lieu of traditional proof sets, the Mint released special mint sets in 1967. These sets contain coins with a special finish and are more valuable to collectors. A 1967 SMS penny in top condition can be worth around $1. The most valuable 1967 SMS penny sold for over $5,500 at auction. Here's where things get really interesting. Some 1967 pennies have unique errors that make them particularly valuable. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice, resulting in overlapping images. While no major double die varieties are known for 1967 pennies, minor ones exist and can be worth between $20 to $50. Die cracks and BI errors. Over time, coin dies can develop cracks, leading to raised lines or bumps on the coin. A specific type of die crack, known as the BI error, appears as a vertical line between the B and E in Liberty, resembling the letter I. These errors can add value, with BI pennies fetching between $5 to $15. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was helping my grandmother clean out her attic when we stumbled upon an old jar filled with pennies. Most were ordinary, but one caught my eye. It was a 1967 penny in remarkable condition. Intrigued, I did some research and discovered it was from a special mint set. While it wasn't worth thousands, knowing its history and value made it a cherished find. It just goes to show, you never know what treasures might be hiding in plain sight. While the 1967 Lincoln penny won't make you a millionaire, it's a fascinating piece of history with intrinsic value. Whether it's the copper content, unique errors, or simply the joy of discovery, these coins have more to offer than meets the EYE.SO. Next time you come across a 1967 penny, take a moment to appreciate its story. And who knows, with a keen eye and a bit of luck, you might just find a hidden gem in your pocket change. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting and want to uncover more hidden treasures, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join us as we explore more coins worth money and share tips on building your collection. Alright, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change to buy a soda, and bam, you pull out a penny. But not just any penny. One that could make you a millionaire overnight. Sounds like something out of a movie, right? Well, believe it or not, a 2016 D. Lincoln penny has been valued at a staggering $2.5 million. Yes, you heard that right. A little 1 cent coin that's probably jingling around in your pocket right now could be worth more than a mansion. Now, before you run to your piggy bank with a magnifying glass, sit tight. We're diving deep into this mind-blowing coin, why it's so valuable, and how you can check if you've got one. And trust me, you'll want to stick around till the end, because I'll also be sharing a personal coin hunting story that'll make you rethink every penny you've ever spent. So, the 2016 D. Lincoln penny is a standard issue coin from the Denver Mint. Nothing unusual there, right? Wrong. This particular penny is special because of a rare error. Coin collectors love errors. It's like finding a misprinted baseball card or a one-of-a-kind painting. But not all errors are created equal. The 2016 D penny that fetched $2.5 million had a major double-die error. That's when the design gets accidentally struck twice, creating a weird, ghostly doubling effect. Imagine if Abraham Lincoln decided to photobomb himself on a penny. That's kind of what happens with these errors. Another reason this coin is so valuable is its condition. It was found in a near-perfect state, meaning no scratches, no dings, no accidentally went through the washing machine damage. Coin grading experts rated it as MS 69. Almost perfect. Alright, time for the fun part. Checking your coins. Grab your 2016 D pennies and look for these key details. Mint mark. Make sure it has the little d below the date. That means it was minted in Denver. Double die error. Check Lincoln's face, the lettering, and even his bow tie for any doubling. Sharp details and shiny surface. The better the condition, the higher the value. If your penny looks like it's been through a blender, well, you might still have a rare coin, but don't expect millions. The market value, could you be a millionaire? Now, before you quit your day job thinking you're about to cash in, let's talk market value. That $2.5 million price tag? That was for one ultra-rare example in top-notch condition. Most 2016 D pennies, even with minor errors, sell for anywhere from $50 to $1,000. Still not bad for a coin worth 1 cent, right? Get it authenticated. Send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll check it out and give you an official grade. Check auction sites. Heritage auctions and eBay are great places to see what similar coins are selling for. Join a coin collecting community. Talking to experienced collectors can give you a better idea of what your coin might be worth. My coin hunting story. The one that got away now. Let me tell you about my own painful coin collecting lesson. A few years ago, I was sorting through some old change when I found a penny that looked different. It had some weird doubling on Lincoln's face, and something told me, hey, this might be worth something. Instead of taking it to an expert, I spent it at a gas station. That's right. I turned what could have been a rare and valuable penny into half a stick of gum and some regret. A few months later, I learned about a similar penny selling for thousands, and I've been kicking myself ever since. Moral of the story? Check your coins before you spend them. That a tiny copper coin could change your life, that checking your spare change is officially the cheapest treasure hunt in the world, and that I should probably never be trusted with pocket money again. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a valuable coin? Or are you about to dump out your piggy bank and go on a treasure hunt? Let me know in the comments. And if you love learning about coins worth money and want more strategies to find them, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. I'll be talking about a nickel that's worth 6 figures.